Hello, people. So, another opinion piece here. Just another one of those things. I'm going to roll over a few things since it's out there. We just pulled out of Afghanistan. I see a lot of people feeling butthurt about that. Understandable. So, let's go. I would normally put my face in it, but I'm not good at doing the camera and being on it at the same time. So, y'all are going to have to just deal with my voice while I look at a map. So, first of all, if you're someone who gets butthurt about hard talk, you can walk away. I would go on that map, but it's harder to see the detail of the country. It's the solid colors makes this one a little bit easier. Even though I like that one for the political, this one's more, anyway. We'll stick with this one. So, we pulled out of Afghanistan. There's a lot of people who are upset about that, and I will agree, we'll probably go back. That's not a big deal, but let's just talk about this for a second. For those who don't know, that's it. Iran, Saudi, big ass oil field. Some other countries, right? We're going to start a hypothetical country called Why Not? But I'll probably end up just slanging that down to Why Not? So, hey, sounds a little bit like whiner. It might even get changed into something that sounds like something else. We'll see how it goes. Right now, we'll do a hypothetical country called Why Not? But way back when, this is how we broke USSR. We broke Russia here. We broke them. They were trying to get all the way to the sea and have a direct port and get all sorts of pipelines and all sorts of other stuff. We broke them. They went bankrupt when we broke them here. We've spent $2 trillion and the enemy was sitting right on the doorstep just before we left. Someone was trying to break us. Okay? This is going to be hard to fathom right off, but we spent a lot of money on a bunch of people we trained that hid, and they stayed well funded. Wasn't them, even though they're probably one of the largest harborings of violent terrorism, especially now that we've broke our word to them again. This is another one, right? Pakistan. If you really want to know, Iran's got a lot of oil. They have a hard time selling it. To get China has been really doing a bunch of work all through here. My gosh, wouldn't it be great if they could pipeline stuff right through there? Or shall we say, I got a better idea. How about maybe not China? We'll just go with the hypothetical country. Why not? Anyway, so to get from Iran to China or why not or anywhere else, you have to go through the land of stands, right? Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, the land of stands, right? You got the pass of the stands right there. Okay? Now, funding, they're not doing it. Maybe, but probably not. They took all the money they had and kept it. Yeah, probably not. No. No. Probably not. No. And it's definitely not Canada and Mexico. We're kind of limited on who was probably doing the shadow funding, I would say. Don't you think? Kind of limited on the options of who was doing what there. Just a quick look. Think any in Africa were doing it? Yeah. Russia? Maybe. They've got plenty of other problems, though. Yeah, it wasn't them. Wasn't anyone on there. Probably wasn't that continent. Probably wasn't Saudi Arabia. They're still our friends. Turkey? Maybe, but they've got a lot of problems at home. Anyway, we'll just keep going. Who knows? But there is a limited number of possibilities, aren't there? Anyway, now let's take a look at some other stuff going on. Oh, you mean for anyone who doesn't know, this is the Spratlys. These are the fake islands that China's been building up and now says makes them own the whole South China Sea. Oh, East China Sea, South China Sea, Taiwan. The entire access to every port of China. You think they're going to stop? You want to talk about imperialism? Anyway, so far, they're going for here and saying they own it all. They're building out these cities and these islands and saying now that makes it, and trying to build all this stuff. And they're even declaring maritime law, saying you have to let them know. Man, I would hate to see these reefs disappear. We're having enough problems with them already, but easy come, easy go. But there's a lot going on there. I'm just telling you guys, you think that us pulling out of Afghanistan was us being weak instead of, hold on a sec, looking at the bigger frickin' picture? You're not listening and you don't understand. Take a look at that. Why do you think this is so much more important other than somebody died there? And there's a lot of people who have over thousands of years, right? That land, that pass, those hills is covered in blood and will continue to be. It's the only way through those mountains. Hindu Kush Pass, right? Massive amounts of natural resources. Folds in the Earth's crust pull up stuff that's usually layered deep and too hard to get to. You just gotta drill sideways. There's all sorts of stuff in there, y'all. But anything that went through here, and since they're doing all sorts of media blitz to talk about how cool it would be to work with the Taliban, would mean a direct pipeline to Iran and circumventing the United Nations and United States sanctions. And Iran, instead of pumping it into the world economy and working with the rest of us and doing all that sort of stuff, will just start pumping illegal oil to China, and China will get to keep artificially low prices with illegal and sanctioned oil and energy from the East China or the South China Sea, where they're trying to take over, and a direct pipeline through the Hindu Kush Pass to Iran. Now, let's just talk about that Afghanistan thing for a minute. That's a small pass. Any pipelines or anything going through there would be the number one primary target for any disagreement. You already know about how that works around there, right? Let's take a look at that real quick, you guys. Okay, oops, fingers. Again, terrible with this camera thing. Natural gas, oil, and a bunch of shipping. Most of the shipping. This is an industrial area. Guangzhou, right? Hong Kong. Right? All this stuff, you guys. Wuhan. Like Shanghai's up here. Beijing, way up here. Shanghai. All this stuff. This is an industry. This is a lot of Chinese industry right here. Lots of it. Okay. Going to the west, going to the east. Oil comes through here right now. Oil comes through here. They're trying to make it come through here. They want to supply their country with cheap oil. Iran needs a market, and China will pay money. So, while I get a lot of you are like that, right? I get it. And I'm somebody who doesn't have a dog in the fight. I'm just some guy who's been messed up since he was a kid and can't fight for himself. Right? I stepped on glass when I was young and I can't run very well. So I'm talking about it, and I have friends that served, but none that died, thankfully. But I'm just telling you, there's that to look at. There's this to look at, you guys. Okay? I get it. You want vengeance? I understand. You want it? That's fine. Take a breather. Feel that stuff. You gotta feel it to heal it. Believe me when I tell you, it won't be long before we're eating ice cream. It won't be long. If y'all know what that means. We'll be eating it in the winter. It's the best time to serve it. Just saying. Some hypothetical country called Why Not was helping a country that we should have been able to take over pretty quick, not only with our own techniques, but new ones and funding. Yeah, there's lots of other options. I'm not saying they funded them directly. I'm definitely not saying that, right? I'm not saying that at all. Pakistan was a haven. Iran was a haven, right? There's Tajikistan. Look, go get up here. We're still there. See. Tajikistan. There's mountains. It's hard. It's easy to hide and hard to find, right? There's lots of things that could have been done, but they stayed funded. You know? So some sort of hypothetical patronage was keeping them pretty well done. We had a lockdown on most of the opium trade. They weren't shipping anything but illegal stuff out, which not that it couldn't happen. They could have easily gone through Iran and Pakistan and got out of the border, no problem. I'm just saying. Oil, resources and shipping. Right now, the oil comes by barge through here. They've been working at building a pipeline up through here. Now China has had a public service where they start telling their people how great it'll be to work with the Taliban because we failed. We didn't fail. It's all great if you want to believe that. If you want to keep believing their crap. We cut our losses, you guys, and we needed to. If you're familiar with the game Go, it's their turn. All they're doing is a bunch of propaganda right now, and that's okay. It's still their move. Right? Right there. They're going around that. We've got this. We got to keep this. This is still our friend. These are our friends. TPP. Well, this is it right here. TPP. What's this? Trans-Pacific Partnership. All these countries in a trade bloc so that this stays with all of them. You think blocking that is in our best interest? We can have multiple countries with better trade and easier shipping and not just stuck with one. All we got to do is get in there before China does. That's it. We had a shot a long time ago, and now we got to come back in late to the game. If we don't go, where do you think these guys are going to go? If we don't sit there and help them out, who do you think's bullying them right now? If we don't help out, who's gonna? Right? I don't like bullies. They're parking ships in Philippine ports. They're parking ships in places that they don't like or that speak out against them, keeping them from getting fish and trade and all sorts of other stuff. They're blockading them. You guys, I get it. Do you? I mean, I don't mean that facetiously. Are you seeing it? Do you hear me? Anyway, this is just an opinion piece. This is just me. Again, I'm not a military person and I can't serve. I haven't served. I probably could at some point now, but I couldn't do the PFT. And I get it. People have been lost, man. I understand that feeling well. It was a hard decision and it was made. There's more coming. That's all I can tell you. Because there's that. That's all I got for you guys on this one. That's my opinion on the Afghanistan pullout. I know other people are going to disagree. I understand the emotion. If you guys have a really good geopolitical reason, I'll be willing to hear it. If you just got a bunch of feelings, get them out. I won't respond. Just throw them out there. Throw your opinion. Don't care. But you want to talk geopolitics? Let's talk geopolitics.